Alrighty,
I'm working. Are you
let's
finished?
take a gander here.
Are you finished?
The Arista attack, it's bold. It's bold.
Charging. 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing. Capture objective A. Just stay out of my way. I've sighted the enemy.
Okay, let's go up top.
Okay, so usually when you and your team are starting out on this map, as a tracer, what you want to do is you want to be going not with your team, ideally. So say that your team is going up main here. They go this way direction up main. You would want to go underneath or up top or around the back or something. So the enemy's looking over here, you go the other way. Like you usually like to take an oblique angle as tracer. You usually don't want to be inside of your team and like you don't want to play like a Reaper or like a McCree because you know you're a tracer. So usually your whole thing is that you have 150 HP and you need to be shooting the enemies in the back and not in the front, ideally, because you can't just you can't take fair fights because you don't have the same amount of HP as other people. So you can't be face tanking shit. So you need to be always behind people, always using your mobility to scout the enemy and to tell your team where they are. So number one, you want to be oblique angle. That's because you want to scout the enemy and you want to not get shot at when you're doing damage. Those are Tracer's top two like most important things. So right here, when you're going with your team here,
Go up top.
that's fine to say, hey, go up top, but you should be going
Okay, let's
around the left here,
go
underneath
up top.
somewhere else. You should not be with people right here. Like you can play a little bit like that as Tracer,
Get the
but
Winston.
it's dangerous. You got to be really careful. That Winston just fed, so that's good.
I'm on the Mercy.
It's a good. I like calling on the Mercy. That's good. The recall was a little wasted, but that's okay. Your team has basically got this in hand. That was all off your Hog's hook, which is huge for him.
Alright, get the Sim.
So calling the sim up there is fine, but she's a sim, right? This is new sim. She's throwing around those turrets and stuff. If you want to get her, which you probably want the stagger, you have 5 people on point. You don't need all these people. Their entire team's dead. So she's either going to TP from here over to somewhere over here, or she's just going to drop down and run away. You, with all 3 of your blinks, should be blinking all the way over here to cut her off. That's fine. Yeah, she died there. But
Okay, good job, everyone.
yeah, just you want to you don't want to give her the chance to get out. I think you kind of gave her a chance there because she could have just TP'd out from high ground and I think she would have made it. Alright, so they have a brig now. I think that's new. Okay. Yeah, so you did a good job right here. So how a lot of the time, you know, I was talking about you want to be on an oblique angle. So that doesn't mean necessarily you have to go all the way around and come from the back, although that's often what it means. You can just so the brig is looking at this guy, basically, right? She's bashing him, she's trying to whack him. So you blinking to the side here and shooting her in the back, instead of taking her head on, you know, you're shooting her in the back. That's what I want to see. That's what you should always be doing. You should be somebody who's focusing somebody else or somebody who's being focused by somebody else. Those are your targets as Tracer. So that's a really good job. And she wasn't looking at you, so that's your ideal targets.
Okay. I'm on the
Okay, so you guys just killed 3, right? I think you're up 3 or maybe 4, something like that. You're a little weak, so I mean, probably get a health pack or something, but
Sarah.
it's basically your only objective right now is don't die because you're up 3, right? So if you want to go for the play, say you're 6v6 and you need a pick, you can play really aggro, you get the pick, but now that you have the pick, You play safe. You make sure that you assist your teammates in getting easy kills, and you play for the kills, but you don't ever risk your life. And the thing here
Okay.
is, so
I am on the,
you're 83 HP.
Farah?
So you want to be careful here, but okay. So Farah rockets,
Nice.
Hanzo arrows, Widow body shots. Oh, not Hanzo arrows. Sorry. Farah rockets, Soldier rockets, Widow body shots, all do 120 damage, right? That is like you got to know damage numbers a lot of the time when you're getting aggressive as Tracer. So if you have less than 120 HP and you're in a 1v1 situation with a Pharah, you do not peek her. Almost ever. Like, unless she's really weak. Because she has the potential to one-shot you. Your health is really, really important as Tracer. So, Widow body shots, Soldier rockets, Pharah rockets, direct impact, those all do 120 damage. Hanzo arrows do 125, which is why I took that back earlier. But you just knowing the damage numbers helps you decide when to be aggressive as Tracer, because you need to know what's going to potentially kill you in one hit, because
Yep.
Tracer will die very, very quickly if you let yourself. So your team is now you have the long spawn here. It's second point. You're pretty far. I mean, you're a Tracer, but you're pretty far. So the enemy's going to regroup, and they're going to come in with 6 before you get back probably. And if they're good, you guys will lose the fight before you have a chance to affect the outcome. But that's not necessarily how it's going to go. Both your tanks are alive, your healers are alive. You got a good front line, so it's possible that you're fine.
I'm on the D.
And it does look like you're fine because you made it back for the fight. Okay, that was a bad recall. So right here, you're at 115. You are currently being healed by your brig. See the little healy bits flowing up here? You're being healed. Like, she's ulting, but that's not hitting you. You're still being healed. You were totally fine right there. So if you die anytime in the next 12 seconds, we have identified the reason. You used a recall and you wasted it. It wasn't like complete garbage, but like now, see this getting aggressive here? This is not good. Like, not this aggressive at least. Like you only have 2 blinks. You don't have recall. Like, you need to be waiting for your recall and then get aggressive, not using recall and then getting aggressive. So backing out there is fine. That's good. You just want to be playing cart here, focusing people that are on the cart so you guys can just cap it. So here I'd probably just back up. That's a nice aim on the Moira there though. That was a good recall. I probably would have got the health pack there, but... So yeah, backing out here and just making sure your team doesn't die, groups up a little bit, soft reset, get some picks. Okay, you should have died maybe right here. So, right here, you're walking just straight across with like, I don't know, not much health, 66 HP, right? Like, I understand that Pharah just died, Brig just died. Like, yeah, you have picks, you do need to go in here, but what else do they have, right? They have a Moira, they have a Hammond, a Diva. I can't remember what their other DPS is, but say they have a McCree. I don't remember what they have. I don't think they have a McCree. No, they have a Sim. That's what it is. Okay, so you're right here. You're walking straight across here with 66 HP. Literally, you have no blinks. You have 66 HP. The Moira's right next to you, and you didn't look, so I don't know who else is over there. Maybe the Sim, maybe the Hammond. Somebody's over there, and you have 66 HP, and you're just going to walk right on across here, jumping, walking in a straight line. You should have died right here if somebody was looking at you. They didn't, which is great, but very, very avoidable death. If you had just gone over here, grabbed the mini over there, and then went to point, totally fine. The mini over here, totally fine. Walking straight across in front of the enemy is not the best idea, but... Okay, they just C9'd. That's cool.
Okay, I'm in the Hammond.
So here, yeah, you want to be getting really aggressive here. So you've had your pulse bomb for about 1,000,000 years now, so... It's a really fast building ultimate, so you probably want to be looking to use it here. I don't... Okay, Diva flew away. Yeah, that was a nice try on that. That's pretty close to the
Torpedoes
Moira.
one. Alright.
Alrighty. Your team is literally stomping them.
I'm on the Moira. Or I'm on the Sim.
So calling the sim here is great. That's a really good idea. Because she was way out of position, definitely punishable. But like your team doesn't know where the hell that is. So you're like, hey, I'm on the Moira. And then you say, I'm on the sim. And nobody knows where she is. Just say, Sim's alone, right side. Be like, let's get Sim, let's get Sim, let's get Sim. Like,
Or
you know,
I'm on
repeat it. Like, repeating the calls goes a long way towards people actually following up on them, especially in lower SR where people don't listen to calls. Like, if you just keep harassing them about it, a lot of the time they'll go for it. I mean, Sim v Tracer, Tracer's going to win that most of the time, so you were fine. But a lot of the time, just in general, you want to take 2v1s, especially when they're out of position like that.
Alright, good job everyone.
Alrighty, so that was a stomp. Let's see here. Roadhog, Orisa, Moira, Farah, Brig. Okay. Okay, so starting up here is okay. Over here, we'll see. All right, so once again, as Tracer, your job prior to a team fight, scouting. So you need to be not where you are right now. Like you're over here chilling up high ground. Your team's over here doing their thing. So you need to be somewhere where you can see where the enemy's going without them seeing you and without risking your life. Okay, right here is definitely not where you need to be. Over there was better because you could at least see more than your team. So you want to be using your movement abilities and getting to positions where other people cannot go because you're a tracer. And you want to be telling your team, hey, they're coming up high ground. Or you want to tell them they're coming down main. They're coming underneath you. They're coming around back. Like you need to tell them so they can position and posture themselves to be ready for them when they come. Because right now, the only thing telling you where anybody's coming is your ears, in your teammates' ears. So one of the biggest benefits of Tracer is you should always know where the enemy's coming from. And you don't have that right now because you're standing behind shield and you're playing like a Reaper, not a Tracer. And you can do that occasionally, like sometimes that's the play. But usually on defense, that's not how you want to play it, especially on this point of this map. So you need to be moving up behind them or on the left side or something.
Okay, they're pushing top.
So they're pushing top, but this is the first time that we know that. Like we could have known that forever ago, you know. Now you have a Bastion, I think, Bastion Rhine and Moira. So like you standing behind this shield is not safe as Tracer because like they have Moira, shield piercing damage. They have Rhine's flame strike, shield piercing damage. They have a Bastion, which is just going to make this shield explode if they do it right. So you are not safe here, or you should not be safe here. But who knows how they're going to do it. It looks like their Bastion, yeah,
Right.
so their Bastion is not even setting up. You guys destroyed their Rhine shield. You guys are fine. You're going to do fine. Your Hog's hooking shit. But you still should not be here. Like, this is not, you're not contributing right now. So,
Rhino barrier.
like, ideally, you should be around behind them on, like, the stairs, shooting them in the back, making them look at you, and then running away. Like, never committing and making them think, like, oh, we should chase this Tracer. Okay, so I like that. That was a good idea. But, execution wasn't quite there. So what you want to do there is you want to like pre-posture yourself. You know what I mean? So hold on, I'll actually show you. Let me just start up Overwatch. Okay, hold up. I'm just gonna show you. Does this capture Overwatch? I can't even tell. Hold up. Just 1 second. Okay. Alrighty, so Overwatch, right? Cool. You were on Numbani. Numbani. Where the hell is it? I'm stupid. There it is. Okay, let me just start it up.
Traveling to Numbani.
Alright,
Cheers, love! The cavalry's here!
okay, so what I was talking about here is you need to pre-orient yourself when you're going for, like when you're peeking their entire team like that, you're going to take a lot of damage, right? You're right here. They have a Bastion, they have a Sim, all sorts of shit, right? So instead of blinking in and going like this, and then you blinked out and you hit the wall here. So instead of that, you pre-orient yourself like this, and blink out. So you already know, like, this is an L. They're already over here. So you just... And then if you need to, you can just get out right away. You don't need to think about it, because you've already lined up the blink. You've already lined it up before you were in danger. And you can do it really fast. So that's something that you should do when you're on corners, when you're peeking people. You just blink in there, and then get out. Okay, and then like same thing if you're like going behind somebody, you might do this, blink behind them. Just pre-orienting yourself is really, really important sometimes as Tracer, and you could have died there is all I'm trying to say. So that will help you not die there. Okay, moving on. Okay, where were we here? Okay. So you could have died there. You didn't, which is good, but just that's something to practice and to think about in the future to leave less openings for yourself to die. Okay, you just got deleted. What just happened here? Let me look again. Okay, Moira Orb. Flame Strike. Yeah, okay. That's what happened. Okay, that's unlucky, but a large part of that is still like you shouldn't be behind the shield, right? You shouldn't be here at all, which is the main reason that happened. Like, you shouldn't be in a position where that's possible that happens to you. That's not exactly your fault, because a lot of the time playing behind the shield is totally fine. But you're squishy. You have 150 HP. It happens. But you just want to be not in the direction that all the spam is going, because you're very squishy.
Okay, I'm down.
So yeah, good thing telling your team right now that they're down one.
Back to work.
They're still fragging everyone though, because your team is apparently a bunch of lords. But yeah, so your team is all up here. You want to be like going around behind them. Like if people die, you want to go spawn camp them. Like if they're all grouped up here, you want to be doing stuff like that.
They have a Bastion?
You don't want to be sitting there behind the shield and not doing anything, because you guys have won like one, maybe two fights now. I think like one fight, and like I don't know, you've shot the Rhine shield for like 200 damage. So that's about what you've done. So you want to get out there, be aggressive with your blinks and your recall, scout the enemy, and make sure you're telling them like what's coming. That was nice stagger on the Moira though. She was kind of feeding. So yeah, here I'd probably be going around back right around the Mega, coming around the side here, looking where they're at. Or I'd be blinking up on this high ground over here and taking a look, seeing where they're coming from, because you need to know right now. Like you see it, you hear a Pharaoh over here. That's all I know. They have a Pharaoh. I don't even think they have a Mercy, so that's probably a free kill. If Tracer on high ground, you're close enough to her, you could just kill her, or at least scare her off. One of the two. But I think you should be once again not behind the shield. Okay, so it looks like they're coming maybe this way direction.
Okay, they're
No, they're not.
coming up here again.
They're not. Yeah, they're around behind you. They're underneath you right now. Yeah. So like the only thing that tells me that is just that I can hear them. That's the only thing.
I'm on the Mercy.
So, I mean, your team's honestly just stomping so hard. There's not much to say, to be honest.
Alright, I have Pulse Bomb.
Okay, pulse bomb's good, but so you're up on the high ground again here. You want to be like flanking, going for a pulse bomb, right? I remember I saw you go for a blink melee earlier on the Sin. That's really good that you're attempting to do that, because the more you attempt to do that and fail, the more often that you'll start hitting it. Like eventually you'll start hitting it. And that will help you with your pulse bombs as well, because having good control over your blink distance is what helps you hit pulse bombs.
Is that below us or footsteps?
Because you want to basically blink right next to them, right at their feet, stick them, and then be gone. That's the ideal.
They'll all come below.
Okay, you just lost a Moira,
There's down, careful.
so you guys need to be real careful here. Okay, so this is a bad recall here. So recalls are for your life is imminently in danger. Holy crap. Press E. Then you're good. This is not life imminently in danger. Your team is imminently in danger because you lost your Moira and your Pharah, but you guys got the Mercy. This is winnable right now. So you take this damage here. You're at 84. You recall. I mean, it's not the worst recall in the game, but like literally 5 feet behind you up the stairs, there's a mini. If you're above 75 HP, a mini health pack will put you at full as Tracer. It would take one blink in 2 steps, and you would have full HP and would not have used recall. And now that you lost your Pharah and your Moira, you are going to need to contest point. You're going to need your abilities, and you're going to need your recall in particular in the fight that's about to come. And this might be the difference between losing and winning. So that was just not a good recall, but it's okay. Okay, so that was not the best pulse bomb. Let's see again. Okay, so Reaper just used Wraith form, which is good. That makes him a good target to stick. But right here, you just kind of yoink it in there. I don't know if that was really aiming for anybody, or if you were like, or if you were just throwing it into a pile of people. But Reaper's like behind you over here on the side, this way direction. I probably would have tried to stick him because he had just used his Wraith form, so he can't get away from it. This Moira, even if it had stuck her, who knows? She might have her fade. I think she does. And you stick her, she just presses left shift, she's fine. So you want to probably stick the Reaper there. Oh, nice kill on the Moira though. Okay, so when you hear an ultimate, especially a damage ultimate, like the Pharah, right? First thing you do is Tracer is, well, first of all, this one's behind you because I can hear it, but you want to blink to the side, evade. And then like 180. Like if you don't see them in front of you, blink behind something and turn around. So right here you hear Pharah. You're right there. So she's over this way direction I can hear. So I would have done is I would have blinked behind this thing right here. I would have blinked behind it, instantly 180 right here. But I'm not sure if you couldn't hear or not, but Pharah's kind of a free kill for Tracer a lot of the time in her ultimate, so you just want to be looking for it, right? Like, okay, so she killed you. I was gonna say she might not even kill you because she's Pharah ultimate. You're Tracer, you're a little hard to hit, but yeah, she was probably like right around here. So you just want to,
Okay.
yeah, you want to make sure you're listening for the ultimate callouts, listening to your sound cues.
And she's back in the game.
That's right, we held for a while.
So I think all 6 of you just got good spawn. So you guys can take an early fight at this corner here, and you'll be totally fine. Because I don't think anybody got long spawned. So this is the time where you want to be pressing tab. And you want to look at your team, see if anybody's still spawning up. And then you want to turn to the right because you can now see teammates through walls. And look at your the other spawn and see if you have anybody walking back, taking the long walk. And then if you do see anybody, you want to be like, hey, we're 5v6 right now. Back up a little bit until we got 6. But I think you got 6 right now. So I think you're good, but not 100% on that. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yourself is 4. I think there's one person behind you.
I'm on
5.
the island.
I don't know. Where's the 6? Yeah, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're still missing one? Maybe I'm crazy. No, Eurus is behind you. Okay, that's 6 of them. Okay, so yeah, you're good. Alright, that was nice on the Reaper here. So, this Reaper gets pretty aggressive here. And this is great. The oblique angles I'm talking about, this is great. Oh, I did it again. So, like, he's not looking at you. He's shooting someone else. You're shooting him in the side. This is perfect. This is the ideal thing for Tracer that you want to do. You're probably a little close here because he's a Reaper. He's fucking scary up close. Tracer's effective range is surprisingly long. So, you don't need to be this close. This is probably pretty dangerous for you to be this close. Because he could literally just whip 90 degrees and one-shot you right now. And that would be terrifying. Granted, you do have armor, so that's pretty unlikely. But it is possible that that happens. So just be aware of that. You don't want to be engaging Reaper this close usually. But it is a good thing that you're doing it when he's not looking at you. That's great. And your Brig stuns him because she's a balanced hero. And he goes down. So that's good. That was a really good job focusing them when he overextended there. I'll let you press tabbed here. Let me see. Okay, so they're running Reaper, Ham, and Farah. Moira, Sim, Lucio. Okay. Okay, that was another not that great of a recall. So, once again, recall, life imminent danger. It's to save you. You have 2 healers right here. Perfectly capable of healing you. You got hit by a Farah rocket. Farah fires a little faster than she used to, but it's still relatively slow. Like you could have easily blinked back, got healed by your Brig or your Moira, or grabbed this health pack over here, and you would have been okay. But so basically, if you die in the next 12 seconds, that like you should not be getting aggressive, in the next 12 seconds. You need to play safe now because you used recall. But like, because like you got hit by that rocket, you're at 82, but you're over here now by this truck. You're safe. There's no one's gonna kill you over here. She couldn't even direct impact you, even if she was a top 500 fair. It doesn't matter how good her aim is. You're fine. So you could just go over to the side here. You'd be fine, or get healed by your healers. But I mean, that was a little bit of a waste. You just want to be making sure you're really, really saving recall for when you need it, and just grab health packs or get healed whenever you don't need it. So you're going in here. You got to be careful here. Like this is not necessarily bad because I don't think anyone's looking at you. This Moore's not really looking at you. Farrah's shooting over here, but potentially they could look at you, and you still don't have recall, so you need to be careful. But that is really nice how you're blinking on the side of the Moira there, so that way if she AD spams, it doesn't matter, and it's really good because she'll be strafing forward backwards to you, whereas your team she's going left right. So it makes it really easy to one clip her. So that's a good habit. Okay, I totally missed something. So yeah, that was good. Okay, you lost your Brig, they lost a Farah, you took a lot of damage. This would be a good time for a recall, but not quite, huh?
Alright, I'm on the sim.
Okay, yeah, so right as it comes off cooldown, that is tragic. So you're getting a little aggressive there without your recall after you had the not best use of it.
Alright,
So I think your team could have won that had you not died here. So had you not died here, you recall right there, you guys would be down. Nope, you would be even right now. You still have a Moira. You lost your Brig. They lost their Farah. You guys would be even. You have Hog, Orisa. They use Moira ult. Okay, and they use that. Okay. Yeah, maybe you would have lost anyways. But either way, it's not a good, you know, it's avoiding deaths, minimizing deaths is like one of the most important things
And she's
as
back in the
Tracer to
game.
be effective because like you're alive, you're doing damage.
Alright, regroup,
Group up
regroup.
here.
Like you're spending so much time coming back from spawn if you die that it's like all that time you could be pumping damage into the enemy. And I think that's one of the most important things that you need to learn as Tracer is just stay alive. Your life is important. Or as any hero for that matter, but a lot of DPS heroes, you know, you'll do way more damage if you spend more time alive. So Hammond's one thing that helps me hit Hammond's. I had a lot of trouble hitting him when he first came out. So shooting him when he's at the top here, like if you're a Widowmaker or a McCree, sure, I'd shoot him once when he's up here, but he's gonna go straight down and he's gonna go freaking fast, right? So unless your sensitivity is, you know, approximately 1,000,000, you're gonna miss a bunch of shots between here and the bottom. So I would maybe shoot him a tiny bit up here, but I would wait. Usually what I do is I just aim straight at the floor. I aim right here and I wait for him to fall into it and then I burst him. Because you missed, like you shot the entire way down full auto. So you hit him with like 3 shots up when he was like outside of your fall off range and like 3 shots down here, but you missed like 30 on the way down, right? Because Tracer empties are clip fast. And then right here where he lands, he stands still for a second. And that's when you want to be drilling him. But you are reloading during that time. So, I mean, he died, so cool. But like, it helps you get off a lot more damage, especially with tracking heroes, soldier, tracer. You want to be waiting for him to land and then drilling him, especially if I have a really small magazine. So here, you're still playing pretty frontliney. I mean, you're up one, so it's okay. But like, you want to be going up here and then dropping behind him, harassing him from behind, looking for a pick. You don't want to be taking fights head on right now. Like, you don't want to be up here. Or I'd be going around back here. I'd probably go up high ground, but you can go this way as well. Like, either way though, you don't want to be in front of people. You want to be come from the side. You want to be using your blinks. You want to be
Okay,
scouting.
I'm gonna try to get behind them.
Hey, nice. So look, you're getting behind him. Great. So you have a pulse bomb. You're getting behind him. You're scouting. This is good.
Throw a pulse bomb.
Throw a pulse bomb. Nice. Okay. Okay, I saw something there.
Throw a pulse bomb.
Okay, Reaper, right? Moira. Ball. Can't tell because pixels. Lucio, I think? Yeah, Lucio. Okay, right here. This is what I saw. Fair. And Reaper, both going this way, right? It's great that you're like, hey team, I'm flanking, I'm going for a pulse bomb. This is exactly what you should be doing. But that's all you said, right? But this, you should call this out, is what I'm saying. She is flanking. She's going for a huge flank. So is this Reaper. I think Reaper used ult last fight, so he does not have it. Farah definitely has ult. She's going for a big flank. She's going to try and fucking ult somebody. So you need to tell people. You need to be like, hey, turn around. There's a Farah behind you. Either way, if you get a huge pulse bomb, it might not matter. You could just turn the fight either way. But you want to be calling that out, is all I'm trying to say. Okay, that's unfortunate. So if you're going to be sticking a Lucio, most of the time you want to blink right behind him and you want to blink stick a Lucio because he will boop you. You blink up in front of him, he's going to boop you instantly. So you either wait for the boop and then stick him, or you literally blink stick him so he doesn't have a chance. That's how you stick Lucios. Other than that, just stick someone else basically. Okay, so the Farah did ult. She came up behind. She did ult. She only got one though, and your team got two. So you guys are even. However, you guys lost your healer, so it's gonna be a tough fight. It is winnable though, totally winnable. They use Lucio ult. They use Hammond ult. You use Brig ult. So I probably would have followed my Brigand a little bit here, just because I'm greedy and I like to have armor. But and you do have some blinks to work with and your recall, so you can get a little aggressive. I know you're scared of the mines here, but like they're only over here. So I probably would have gone over in here a little bit with my Brig, got a little bit aggressive, got some armor, harassing people. But this is fine. There's nothing wrong with playing back here and making sure you don't die. This is totally
I'm on
fine.
the Hammond.
Good calling the Hammond. So I notice you do a lot of calling. I'm on the whatever. I'm on like, and that's good. It's really, really good that you're talking. That's awesome. But what I want to hear is I want you to continue to call these targets with updates. So you're like, I'm on Hammond, and you're like Hammond, 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 and then you're like Hammond half, Hammond one. Like I want to hear the progression of like, hey, I'm on Sim. Sim's weak. Sim's dead. Not just I'm on Sim, and then you never hear it about it again. It's like continue to follow up on these targets. Tell your teammates if they're weak, especially like if you get somebody weak, don't just say I'm on whoever. Be like this person is 1 HP. Please kill them. God, please kill them. And people will react to that a lot of the time if you're like, hey, this person is literally a free kill. They are very, very weak. Look at them, please, team. A lot of the time they will react to that, but they will not react to, hey, I'm on Sim. Oh, he's so weak. He died. Okay, so no recall here, so now we got to be careful, right? You have this chronic problem of being very aggressive with no recall. I like the backing up, getting healed. Nice, huge. That's good. Okay, so you want to be careful here. You don't have any blinks. You still don't have recall for a few seconds. So you play safe the next 4 seconds, you are set. You're in made in the shade.
I'm on the Tim.
Okay. You're getting a little aggressive here. Did Reaper just ult? I don't know why he would do that. They're down 2.
I'm on the Tim.
Oh, he got stunned out of it. Okay, so you're a little aggressive here. Sim or either right click. I think that also does 120. You're at 110. Okay. But so you had just literally 1 more second here. And you would have been good. 84 is pretty weak to be pushing a Sim. I know you're getting healed a little bit, but it's pretty you don't want to be that aggressive. And once again, you're doing it from the front here. Like you're pushing straight in instead of coming from the side or around the back. You want to be going around. And I mean, this is good evasive maneuvers here. You just didn't have enough blinks and you didn't have your recall. Now you have your recall. And I probably would have used it honestly right here. Because this Pharah is shooting at you. This Lucio's looking at you. This Sim wants you. You're under 120. I would have just been gone.
Fucking Tim.
But I think that's a tough spot you put yourself in by going in there from the front. If you had just gone from the back, I think you would have been fine. You just gotta make sure you don't really engage till you got the recall back. You did a better job of waiting for it that time and backing up getting healed, so that was good. So right there, you missed a whole bunch of shots in the Hammond again. This is that same thing I was talking about. You want to wait for him to land and then burst him with your entire clip. So right here, you start shooting right there. You start shooting. And he's about to drop. You started shooting, you hit a couple shots as you hit like 1 shot as he comes through. You're at half of your clip now. And then you come down and you hit him like 2 more times. He's got like 25 HP missing. So you want to just wait until he lands and then hit as many shots as you can before he rolls away. That you'll do way, way more damage to him that way. It took me a while to figure out how to take care of Hammonds too. Okay, so you're kind of weak here. So you're under 120. That's just, you always got to notice as Tracer when you're under 120. 120 is very, very important for her. Hammond does not do 120. He does maximum of 100 when he lands on you. But that would still put you very, very weak if he were to land directly on top of you. So when he knocks you up, you got to be really, really careful. So you got blinks, you got recall, you got all sorts of shit, right? So he lands on you here. Your first instinct, because you're at 40 HP now, he could just tickle you, punch you, you're dead. So you need to be using your blinks or your recall right now to either create some distance so he doesn't hit you while you're knocked in the air in this predictable arc, or to recall and regain your health. One of the two needs to be happening right now, because your brig healed you, but you very well could have died there. Actually, I think you would have, because she heals you to 225, I think, full, and you're at 197. I'm not sure. She might not have healed you to 225, but either way, very very dangerous situation we're in. Your brig saved you, but you should have reacted yourself there, because that's very scary. And when Hammond knocks you up into the air, you are a sitting duck, and as Tracer, you're already weak enough as it is. You don't need to be, knocked in the air. It's very dangerous. Okay, so here you're between fights again. Their Hammond just died. I'd be going around up top here probably, and then waiting for them to push under here. Once they push under, I would drop behind them, go for a stick, and recall back up, or something like that. Doesn't have to be exactly that, but that's an example of something that you could be doing. So they're kind of chilling up here. One thing you could say for your team is like, hey, we're up one. The Hammond's dead. They're fucking standing right here. Move the shield up to here, attack them. Literally fight them, because you guys have 6. They have 5. This is an advantage fight right now. So you guys can literally just walk in and start shooting at them. Be like, okay, you guys need to leave. You either need to back up into your friggin' spawn or die and continue to feed. So it's basically trickling, because they're standing there asking for you to fight them. See, like, they're so close, just standing here, waiting to be halted. So all you guys need to do is just say, you need to get in voice chat and just be like, hey guys, these 2 idiots are just standing here. Let's kill them. That would be, and then you just don't let them get away. Or at the very least, build ult charge. Okay, that's a good idea. Usually, this is a really good idea. Usually, so blinking in and sticking the people that get halted, fantastic idea. Works all the time. And also this was very well executed. You blinked right up to him. Really good control of your blink distance here. You right in front of him, stuck him, recalled out. Fantastic. Only problem, both of these heroes were sitting right here doing nothing for a long time. So they have all their cooldowns, right? This is a Moira, this is a Reaper. Both of them can hit left shift and instantly not die to your pulse bomb. So I don't think I would have tried to stick either of them here, because that they both have their abilities. And if you get a stick, all they're going to do is hit left shift and it's going to drop to the ground. But the idea of sticking people in Orisa halts is fantastic, and this was very well executed. So that was good. You maybe just didn't see that it was a Moira and a Reaper, but right there you just stuck the Moira and she faded out. So see, the Widow just shot up here. You see this big red line? You should instantly be going up there harassing her. Nice. So you're under 120 there. You got a little puff of healing. That's good. Okay. Widow here. Got to be looking out for that. Okay. So right here. Oof. Okay. So when you fight Widows, 120 HP. Once again, very important. However, obviously she can one-shot you with the headshot. And also, if you get too close, she can body shot and melee you. So 120 for the body shot, 30 for the melee, which is basically the same exact thing as a one shot. So if you get too close and let her body shot melee you, you're also instantly dead. So these corners like this is a situation you find yourself in all the time against Widows with Tracers. So you don't want to walk around this corner, is the main takeaway here. What you want to do is you want to blink through this door. So pre-orient yourself, like I talked about earlier, right? And then blink through the door. Or just blink and turn if you don't think you can pre-orient yourself, then you're not a good angle. But you blink through the door. You do not walk around this corner, because she should be ADSing, hard aiming this corner right now. And if you walk around this corner, you should be greeted with a headshot. So what you want to do is you want to blink past her scope. So she should be scoped into the corner. You want to blink past it, around the corner, and then shoot her in the side of the head. But you just kind of like walked in here. So like this was just asking to die. Luckily she missed, and she didn't have much charge on her shot because she wasted one. But this is a really, really good way to die to a Widow. So you don't just walk at her, and also the jump there, you don't jump against Widowmakers. It's a very bad idea. So right here. So you jump right there. It's very easy to headshot you when you jump. Okay, so when you're chasing her, which is not a bad idea, I probably would have chased her too. You just want to, when you're landing, like before you even land, I probably would have blinked to the side at least once. So you don't know where she is right now, you just see the sim. She's probably like right below you or something is what you're thinking. So I would have blinked diagonally, like this way or this way, before I even landed to make the shot harder for her because she's already ADSing. Like she knows you're going to chase this, right? Because who wouldn't chase that? That makes sense. So she's going to aim ADS and wait for you to drop, and she's going to pray to God she hits the headshot that she needs to save her life. So you need to make that as hard as possible. So you need to blink one of these directions. Now that you see that she's here, it should be this direction because if you blink straight at her, it's much easier to hit the headshot because you're moving in a straight line towards her. So you want to blink this way or this way and evade it. So you need to be using these blinks right away to get behind her and make her unscope because if you're directly behind her, she's going to need a pretty high sense to turn around while still scoped. And it's really disorienting. So you want her to get rid of her charged up shot that she's got by either missing or unscoping. So you need to be blinking behind her or blinking to the side here. So you didn't blink, that's all. It's like you just kind of landed and kind of stood there. Which is like, yeah, she probably won't always hit that shot. But you gotta like count on them hitting the shot and expect them to hit the shot. Because then in those situations you won't be dying. So just the Widow duel is
Alright, what about?
it's careful. I mean it's something that you gotta work on. It's Tracer, you gotta be careful, but it's
Hammond one,
you'll
Hammond
get
one.
used to it.
Lucia one.
Okay, so you got no recall here. The Widow body shots you once. So you got tanks on the point right now. You got this sim ult over here on the point. It's annoying to kill anything or do anything on the point right now. So what I would probably be doing, that Widow that just body shot you, I'd be going around the right side or the left side here, and I think she's over here, but she might be over here. Either way, I'd be going probably this way because that's further away from the ultimate here, and seeing if I could catch anybody away from the ultimate to kill. Because you have tanks stalling the point. They don't need you here. You're not going to get anything done because they just need to weave in and out of the sim ult, and they're impossible to kill. So I would be going on the side, looking for somebody not near the sim ult. Let your tanks contest the point. See if you can't kill that Widow.
Get the Hammond.
So you're at 85. You need to be keeping in mind right now things that can kill you in one hit. Right now, Widow body shot, you're dead. Sim right click, you're dead.
Get the
Okay, you're
Sim.
getting healed, you're good. That's fine. So I would still, like, your team is definitely stabilizing. So you want to push up a little bit here. You have recall, you have all this shit. You want to be pushing up. And she is feeding. So that's, you need to kill her. Okay, good recall, good reaction on the Reaper ult so he didn't die. Okay, so right here, you get knocked up by the Hammond again. You have no blinks. That is tragic. So this is just a cooldown management thing. So you want to always save one blink. So you blinked 2 times there before the recall, which is the only reason that's a problem. So you blink, and then recall. So there was a good recall. It's just you were getting real aggressive with the blinks there, so the Hammond knocked you up and you died. That's the same thing I was talking about earlier with the Tracer being very, very dangerous when a Hammond slams you. However, your team is shitting on everybody and carrying, so that's good. Looks like you won.
Alright, great game, everyone.
All right, so main things that you take away here as Tracer. So number one problem that I see is that you are playing like you're playing McCree. And you're just chilling behind the shield and you're playing with your team, which is kind of fine. But like you got to be scouting more, going for the flanks, and telling the team where they're coming from and harassing their backline instead of their front line and their tanks. You got to be harassing isolated targets and being behind them is the main thing. Just be behind them. Be annoying and scout. That's the number one thing that I think you need to work on. Number two, equally as important, I'd say, um, don't waste your recall so much. Be really, really careful about wasting your recall. That is the biggest mistake that you're making, like mechanically, is Tracer, is wasting your recall. Your aim is not that bad. Your positioning is occasionally not the best, but your aim is totally fine. I think just the cooldown management with the recall, you would go so much further if you just had it in a couple instances where you needed it. So you just got to be thinking, get aggressive when I have recall, play safe when I don't, and pay attention to when you have it. So I think those are the two major things that I'd say that you should focus on for now. Is just make sure you got recall and scouting and flanking, actually flanking. Alrighty. Uh, that is gonna do it. I think if you're gonna do another Tracer VOD, um, try and get a game that a little bit closer, one that you struggle a little bit more, and one where your team doesn't just totally destroy everyone. I mean, this wasn't like complete stomp because they got 2 points, you got three, but like I don't know, you guys capped with like 5 minutes, something crazy like that. So like just something a little bit more back and forth, where like your team actually gets, they're in a tough spot, or where you die a little bit more as Tracer and like you're not sure why you died would be good. All right, I'm gonna end the video here.